Good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family are back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream. And we have got some very interesting updates today, seemingly covering stablecoins that are very close to coming onto Casper from the looks of things. We've got an update recently from Casplex that confirms as such, and many more as well regarding stablecoins, which is going to be a very big deal. So this stream is going to be particularly focusing on the stablecoin element for Casper and what is incoming. And equally got some updates regarding Trump, the whole situation we've got going on between the Fed and Trump, Jerome Powell and Trump, and equally between China and Trump as well. Things might be looking up, a bit early to say right now, but of course, for me, in general, the short term is not my main focus. My main focus is the long term, and long term, I think the market is looking very, very strong. Casper right now isn't really moving, down 0.33% on the daily time frame, valued at 7.63 cents. And once more, it is trading and being rejected at the level of support and resistance right here between 8 and 7.5 cents or so. And experienced technical analysts and traders seem to believe we may see it get rejected here and then one final push to break above it. We'll get into that in a moment as well. But for the most part, I think the market's starting to look a little bit up. Ethereum's come down massively from its 4K price target when it was at all-time highs in the new year. And now it's down to 1.5K, so that's a 60-odd% correction in value, which is absolutely nuts. And you're seeing the likes of Sui start to make a little bit of a rally back up again. Tau is up 8% right now, and it's very nice to see it's currently up from when it bottomed out here at $168, up 56%, and many, many more are starting to make a recovery, which is reassuring for the market. Will it continue that fashion? We'll have to wait and see, of course. But I am optimistic for where the market is about to go to based on the macro announcement, and equally where Casper is about to go to based on their developments as well. So as always, if you enjoy this content, these live streams, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Welcome back, everybody. Baby Daddy first. Welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Nessie, my man. Let's go, Casper Army. You know it. Welcome back as well. Casper Couple. Yo, yo, yo. What's new? We've got a lot of very interesting stuff to cover today's stream, so stay tuned. A lot of good stablecoin updates as well. And equally, I'm going to be making a video either later today or tomorrow, which is going to be covering some of these updates, but equally also giving a general I want to say beginner-friendly video on Casper, because I feel like, and I've had a lot of requests recently about making a video that gets people to understand a bit more about what Casper is, because ultimately more and more people are getting into this space right now, and trying to find a video on what is Casper is actually not easy, which is fair enough. And I obviously cover the most recent news, so I'm going to make a video which is going to cover the recent news, so people who know what Casper is doesn't have to go through that, but equally those who want to find out more, evergreen video there about Casper and what it is, and ultimately why we are invested into it, why I believe it's the future. So stay tuned for that. Welcome back, Didi, my man. Hello, Caspians and Jay. Pac-Man is coming, and he's not yellow. Is that another reference I'm not getting? I missed the Tarzan one last time, and I thought I'm missing this one as well. But I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you either way. Welcome back, Didi, man. You're doing very, very well. Art Zero, yo to you too. What's up, Jay? Now, Mima are rugging. Got me some Mankey during that 50% crash. Oh, and that's great to hear that you managed to scoop up some of that Manakey during that 50% crash. If you look at Manakey right now, you can see Manakey right now. It's currently down 40% on the day, which is absolutely nuts, very insane. And that's happened, very, very recently. So if you're able to buy at the bottom here, then, props to you. Hopefully it does well up for you. But right now, this meme is looking a little bit, I mean, sure, the bullish signals are still there, but obviously, I'm sure alarm bells are ringing right now. But Manakey is one that I've heard quite a bit about as one of the more solid cat memes. So hopefully it does come back from there, and you can make your profit, Art Zero, my man. I hope it does pan out well for you. Welcome back, Falcon Man. Hope you're doing very, very well to you too. And you too, Free Breaker, John Doe, and everybody else. Andy A, 59 more Casper. Let's go, brother. Keep stacking that bag. Kryptoni, yo to you too. And welcome back, everybody. And you too, my man. When will it launch? We'll get into that right here and now. Well, the exact date of when it will launch is still undisclosed. But based on the announcements, there's strong speculation that at least the infrastructure, the opcodes for smart contracts will be coming out at 10 BPS. Now, how soon we get stablecoins implemented onto the Casper, Casplex layer 2s and IGRAs and whatnot after 10 BPS is still to be disclosed, but we do know that the opcode, the infrastructure, is going to be live seemingly at 10 BPS, which is very, very reassuring news. So to start off with, before we get into the stablecoin news, this is going to be something that I do cover in the video later, amongst other things as well. But this is ultimately how the very, very beginner friendly and very, very base surface level of understanding what is Casper and why we love it. Casper, in a nutshell, is Bitcoin plus Ethereum plus Solana minus the disadvantages. That's what Casper is. Bitcoin, because with Casper, it shares the Bitcoin fair launch proof of work stateless money values and Nakamoto's consensus properties, but it can scale to peer-to-peer electronic cash levels. With Ethereum, well, Casper will soon adopt Ethereum virtual machines, and any Ethereum application can port over to settle using ZK proofs and instant speeds on Casper with Bitcoin like security and decentralization, not to mention the cheapest fees in any Ethereum ecosystem. So stablecoins, it'll be the best place for Casper in that regard as well. It'll be so cheap. And with Solana's base of things, the Rust codebase allows for 4,000 TPS at 10 BPS, which is happening in the next 2 to 3 weeks, 18 days or so now. And it will far supersede Solana in speed and superior security and decentralization. All this without failed transactions that dampen the user's experience, because Solana, whilst extremely quick and therefore the biggest chain right now, there's always a possibility that the transactions don't go through. And equally, it's been the case with the whole, infrastructure just goes down for a bit because it just can't handle the sheer volume. During its peak, when meme season was going all booming, Solana struggled. It made a hell of a lot of revenue, a lot of money, but it was struggling to keep up with the booming meme coin bubble. Now, I'm not saying that Casper will necessarily be able to supersede that straight off the bat, but it will in the future to come as well. And I think 10 BPS is going to be a very, very key element to let Casper to begin to start scaling up to that level as well. In a nutshell, Casper is the beauty of Bitcoin, the beauty of Ethereum, and the beauty of Solana without any of their disadvantages. That's what Casper is and why I believe in it. And that's exactly what Sompolinsky said himself here. We're talking about atomic possibility. The reflection is, at the risk of overselling the feature discussed in this post, I think that the construction I'm proposing here extracts the best of all architectures. Bitcoin, Ethereum, the roll-up centric roadmap, Solana, an internet speed version of Nakamoto's base layer, verification oriented, a ZK based computation layer, and a Solana-like unified defragmented state. So it's already been disclosed by Sompolinsky and by the Casper devs that what Casper's building is, it's like in regards to, I'm trying to think of an analogy, like the Powerpuff Girls, you have the 3 Powerpuff Girls. Casper is those 3 combined into like some Megazord type thing. This is what Casper's about. And we are very, very early. And again, that's just talking about 10 BPS and what's coming through that. You got stuff like DAGKnight as well. There's an interview here with Sompolinsky, which is in it is not in English, so I don't understand what's. And there are side topics here, so you can read along to that. But in the summary of this, Sompolinsky just says that DAGKnight protocol, by definition, you can't be faster than. You can't confirm a transaction quicker than communication delay on the internet. So, in a sense, give me any proof of work system, I can match you a proof of work. DAGKnight will let Casper compete with every other proof of stake system in this space and then supersede them. This is how early we are with Casper. DAGKnight's not out yet. There's speculation from the likes of Michael Sutton. We'll see it come out this year. Community sentiment says that it won't be coming out till next year, if not 2030. And again, we don't really know. What we do know is that GhostDAG and DAGKnight have similarities. Therefore, a lot of the code is actually already there, which is beneficial. But there's still a lot more to figure out. We also know that DAGKnight was being developed before Michael Sutton and Sompolinsky switched from DAGKnight to start focusing on Rust. So DAGKnight has had work on it, and they're not doing much more work on it right now because they're focusing on the Rust transition and the migration and the Crescendo hard fork. But once that's done with, you'll then see their devotion go back to DAGKnight, and you might see it come out sooner than we expect, potentially this year, according to Michael Sutton. And that, of course, will let Casper just completely blow everybody away. And of course, Casper is again about to level up again with the future of Casper. Just got a whole lot EVM friendly. And we're here for it. You've got Igor Labs, Lela Swaps, CandySwap, Alp, and CSwap.io who are pushing the Casper ecosystem forward. And a lot more is coming here. Castle is another project. Wallet is now Ether compatible as well. You know, a lot more is coming to Casper. The future is looking very, very bright. And this is going to be a very, very big factor for the incoming stablecoins that are going to be on Casper potentially in the next month or so. This is speculation, but we know the developments are coming out. You can see from Casperlex. I mentioned this yesterday's stream. They just released the 2.03 full node indexer update. So they adapted to 10 bps, the improved data synchronization performance. They've introduced fixed block execution batches to prepare for upcoming built-in virtual machine mechanisms. So they're preparing for Ethereum virtual machine and future ones like Solana as well. And they've also added 4 new opcodes: issue, chown, burn, and blacklist. All of which, those 4 opcodes are necessary for stablecoins. Now, the consensus in the community is you can't have stablecoins without smart contracts. And while that is true, this here is a small workaround. What Casperlex are releasing are 4 opcodes that allow the deployment of stablecoins without smart contracts being fully integrated just yet. So this therefore means we could potentially see stablecoins come out before the full release of smart contracts on Casper, which is a very, very big deal. And we can see here, all node operators must upgrade to this version before the Crescendo hard fork, which is the 5th of May, which is about 17 days away from now. So by that logic, we can make the conclusion that stablecoin infrastructure will be ready and on Casper by the 5th of May at the Crescendo hard fork, which once more just adds further to the significance of the revamping of Casper 2.0, what's coming out that day. 5th of May is going to be when Casper is reborn out of the ashes like a phoenix, and will end up just starting to gradually, surely we'll see a lot more adoption coming through as well. And it doesn't stop there as well. You know, people are very much worried about the adoption Casper's going to get, and I get it, but you got stuff like this here, the future of crypto payments. It doesn't even allow UTXO management tools for Bitcoin or Casper and other UTXO based coins, or the much needed generate new address functionality. You know, this is talking about Tangem here. And Casper sort of says, I would agree, these features are a must for payments. So Tangem, of course, should implement those, and hopefully they will very, very soon. But I highlight that purely because that's something that Tangem should do, and I'm sure they'll upgrade it. But we can see here, Tangem, who are working with Visa with their Tangem Pay, and Casper together here, Tangem liked to post from this individual here where he said, I'm going to speculate soon, Tangem Pay will be using Casper Rails stablecoins. They've been great for Casper, real utility and adoption coming soon. And they like the post. Now, of course, it's just a like of a post, but that very easily can be taken as Tangem basically saying, you know what? You know, I agree with you. You're right. We are going to run off Casper, the stablecoins. Once more, proving this is just the beginning for Casper. Tangem, of course, while still more features upgraded and needed, to my knowledge, unless it's potentially Ledger, Tangem is the biggest cold storage institutional company there is there. It's one of my favorites, Tangem. I love Tangem. I think Tangem's great. Of course, yes, it could definitely improve in these elements, but it's still early doors. But if Tangem are, you know, working alongside Casper, that's going to be great, because in due time, a lot of people are going to start realizing the importance of true decentralization and also keeping your crypto off exchanges where they can just manipulate it and take it from you. If it happened with Mantra just a few days ago, when Mantra ended up collapsing. When Mantra collapsed, a lot of people got liquidated because they were not allowed to take any of their tokens off the exchanges. And funnily enough, the Mantra CEO's come out since and actually doesn't really know why the price capitulated, really, which I haven't watched the video about it, the interview about it. I might do later on, but for me, regardless, Mantra's done for. But again, while there is benefits to using exchanges, for me, the only benefit would be if you're staking or yielding, which we will get into that in a little bit in a moment, or trading. For me, it's much better off just holding it in a cold storage. You don't just leave your assets on an exchange, because they can, what happened to Mantra holders here, just hold on to it because they're getting liquidated. They don't let you sell it and then you're screwed. So that could be a very big deal as more and more people start realizing the importance of not your keys, not your crypto, having true ownership of your assets, and start getting into stuff like Tangent. If they're running on Casper, well, Casper's going to be that much stronger therefore as well. And of course, it's running on Casper rails, it means stablecoins will be running through Casper as well. And potentially also could correlate therefore to Casper having a partnership indirectly to Visa, which is the biggest payment provider in the world, which is huge. We can even see here the transaction value stablecoins versus traditional payment processors. We can see here Visa, MasterCard, and Amex versus stablecoins here. Visa has always been the most dominating form of transactions. And we can see here, last year in 2024, for the first time ever, Visa lost, and it lost to stablecoins. And that is still without stablecoin regulations. That is still without mass adoption of crypto. Through both of those factors, you're gonna see stablecoin adoption and volume probably 2-3x easily from Visa, if not higher. The reason why stablecoins are able to do this compared to Visa last year, despite a lack of regulations, is due to the significant superiority of blockchain technology. The fact that it takes literal seconds to transact capital from one address to another. The speed is what allows stablecoins to overtake Visa, where it takes a little bit longer. Which is the whole Nostro Vostro accounts. Swift system takes 3 to 5 days and can also fail a lot more than stablecoin transactions on blockchain. So when you see the institutions, the JP Morgans, the Bank of Americas, the Wells Fargos, the BlackRocks of the world, the Santanders, whatever bank you're using, you'll see those banks utilizing stablecoins, but their own issue stablecoins or bridge stablecoins, or ones they've adopted from other people that use stablecoins to transact, and this is going to go up so much higher. So that's why stablecoins are such a big deal, as it should already be known. Stablecoins is a very, very big market that is definitely needed to be tapped into, and Casper are tapping into it in more ways than one by potentially releasing their own stablecoins. Well, they're going to be bridging stablecoins onto them. We do have confirmation from like incurred from Zeller Swaps here, talking about the ability to seamlessly bridge USDT and USDC from Arbitrum to IGRA. So you're going to see USDT and USDC on Casper, which is huge. You had similar updates we showcased in my stream yesterday from Johnny, where he confirmed that Tether and Circle, they've been in conversation with them, the KEF, since December 2024. So again, and we know that Tether seemingly is close. USDC is we're not so much sure right now, but you're going to see the two biggest stablecoin issuers jumping on top of Casper, either physically on it or being, bridged over. Still to be determined right now. I think it's more so going to be the latter, but we're going to see those sort of stablecoins come to Casper, and then when Casper releases its own stablecoin architecture, smart contract architecture, you'll see native Casper stablecoins come on board as well. You've got Gigawatt as well from the KRI, and that's also going to be a huge factor as well. We got this post here as well from Oyson Lee last month, where he highlighted that we will soon see stablecoin payments adoption via Casper on CoinPal, which is why when I mentioned yesterday about the KuCoin Pay partnership with CoinPal, this coincides with this as well. Because soon, stablecoin payments will happen via Casper, once USDT and USDC is issued on Casper. They've got GlowCash, which is the European EMI license company since 2017, and CoinPal, which is a Europe VSAP license since 2023. So they've got the regulatory clarity and approval already. So the adoption, while people have been questioning Casper's adoption and capabilities, is got the partnership to get adoption quite quickly, and it's also got the regulatory clarity early on as well, which means they shouldn't really see much resistance in regard to adoption early on, and it's only going to go for more and more there as well. And when Christian Lubbock highlighted here, from your perspective, what is the current limitation on networks for stablecoins that Casper solves as a layer 1? He highlights here, for Ethereum and Tron, which are the two biggest networks of stablecoins right now, their slow transaction speeds make them unsuitable for daily life. If there was a layer 1 with sufficiently fast transaction speeds, it would, as the use case becomes more diverse, gradually replace Ethereum and Tron. So he's indirectly saying there, Casper will replace Ethereum and Tron, which I completely agree. Ethereum was definitely. Tron, I mean, even Tron, you had Max Kelsey, I think his name is, I might have butchered it, who's already highlighted that his company, his brand, or whatever it is, where he has stablecoin stuff with his community. He does it on Tron because it's the biggest stablecoin platform, but he doesn't like it. And I believe because he also very much, believe in Bitcoin maxing decentralization. I'm very confident, as Kaspa highlighted as well, that he will shift onto Kaspa when they release their infrastructure. That's again coming out in the next couple of weeks. And then in regards to Solana as well, I believe Kaspa is its biggest competitor in the payment scenario because its transaction speed is also very fast. Fortunately, Solana occasionally experiences block production halt, which affects transactions. This creates opportunities in payment scenarios where transaction scalability is highly demanded. Additionally, Solana is still in the early stages of development in the payment sector, giving Kaspa a certain time window to compete in the coming period. Solana only came out last cycle. Solana's a very big asset, so people think it's been around for years and years and years. No, Bitcoin's been around for years and years and years. Ripple, and technically therefore XRP, equally been around for years and years and years. Solana's only been a 5-6 year old project. It's actually quite new. And, it's got the speed, which is fantastic, but it hasn't got the security, and again, it still goes down quite a lot. Kaspa right now has got good speed, and it's going to get so much faster, and the worst thing that Kaspa properly experienced during its proper life cycle so far has been a lot of congestion, because KRC20 came out and we saw so many transactions over 1,100 TPS when Kaspa at that time could only handle 300. So we saw a lot of congestion, but it still processed them all, still worked. It didn't go down at all. It was slow, but it didn't go down. With 10 BPS, chances are you see that even smaller, and then Kaspa can scale up a lot higher, and then think about 32 BPS and 100 BPS in the future as well, and also DAGKnight. So Zealous Swap, again, we've got all the big stuff coming in regard to that. Master Stablecoins coming out, be very, very big. You've got other, and that's regard to Casplex as well. I already highlighted that Zealous swaps equally. They also plan to reintroduce stablecoins as well, so that's also IGRA tapping into stablecoins as well. Casplex's timelines need to be a little bit faster than IGRA right now, which people work at different paces right now. There's no problem in that. And Zealous Swap has the benefit of being part of both ecosystems. It's working on Casplex and also on IGRA's DevNet. And Zealous Swap are doing a lot of very, very big things as trying to build a DEX for Kaspa. They're introducing Zealous Swap Zeal Infinity Pool, launching with Zealous Open Beta 3. So basically, you're allowed to stake Zeal, to receive X Zeal, earn yield from protocol revenue share plus emissions, auto compounding magic, so your Zeal grows on its own, withdraw any time, no locks, no BS, no nonsense, so you can stake, chill, and grow. And I am probably going to look into this, truth be told, and I won't go into too much detail about it, because again, that's the benefit those get who are part of the VIP group here. But we have been looking more and more into institutional insights, and of course what they're looking at. And one of the big things they were discussing in a seminar not too long ago that I've already covered to those people there is the importance of where they're making their revenue. During this whole corrective market, they're still positive in revenue because they've been yield staking. They've been staking and using yield farms. That's going to become an integral part of the future. Crypto already becoming part of the future. The next part of the future is being able to make your money work for you using yield farms, using staking. Now, I'm not saying you have to get into that. By all means, you're more than happy just to buy Casper, buy crypto, put it into a cold storage, just leave it for 10 years and then come back to it. And you'll be very happy, hopefully. But there's also a benefit to making your money work for you. It's what a lot of the upper echelons do. They don't like to let the money sit there. Think about the banks. If you had 100k in the bank, I can almost guarantee you, if you went to your bank and said, I want to take all 100k in my bank, they'll tell you no. Not because they don't want you to have it, because they don't have the money in their backing. Because the money that you gave them, despite your money's there, they don't hold it there, they invest into it, so they make it work. And now banks are getting involved into crypto, so the same thing, they're going to end up getting involved into crypto and use the yield farm to make the money work for them again. And what's also announced about that as well, because the benefit of blockchain is also incredibly bullish, because it also means you can make your money work for you until the moment you actually need it. And then you can just take it out of the yield farm straight away, no hassle, in a few seconds, and pay for whatever you're paying for. The benefit of crypto is a lot bigger than we realize, and yield farms can be a very big element of that, which is why Kaspa being staking and yield is going to be a very huge thing as well. And something I'm going to be talking about a lot more in this community as well, amongst other educational sources and trade alerts and much, much more. So if you want to find out a lot more about that sort of stuff, because we are covering a lot in here and ramping up more and more, especially as the cycle's about to start making a recovery in our belief as well. You can do it here, wop.com/Quantum Factory, 7-day free trial as well. you come check it out for free for a week and see if it's up to your fancy. We've got a lot of education sources in there as whatnot as well, and equally the weekly live streams what we do every week with the pro information there as well, the institutional insight. You can find the link up below in the description and also on my homepage here as well. That's Crypto Archie. That's not the homepage. Do my research to other YouTubers, as you can see. This is my YouTube here. Right there, wop.com/quantum factory right there. Link in the description as well. Leave a like, people, helps Jay a lot. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, if you enjoy these streams, be doing every single day, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Being here every single day, up and down, and I'm not leaving anytime soon right now. Welcome back, Britannia Man, who's doing very, very well as well. What will happen to Casper when QFS is launched? Quantum Financial System. I will, I can look into that, my man, but right now I haven't got an answer for that. I'm not too well versed with the quantum financial system. I think, I'm not sure how far. I don't know how far off QFS is either. It's probably one of the. It's not one of the first times I heard of it, but it's the first time I've been addressed about it. So I can try and look into it and give you some form of answer on my experience as what the research tells me effectively. In regards to the quantum element, anyways, to my understanding, already in regards to the quantum element, is right now, Casper already has the benefits of being MEV resistant, and right now there's a massive, ongoing debate in the crypto space about how quantum infrastructure is going to be a massive threat to all cryptos, not just Casper, everything. And that is seemingly a cause for concern. But one thing that I do know, because it has been spoken about in occasion to the Casper devs as well, is that, right now the focus is on DAGKnight, the focus is on the Rust, the focus is on MEV resistance, that sort of stuff. Quantum is going to be something they're going to figure out as well. And if anyone's going to do it, it will be Casper, my belief. The MEV resistance is already a very big factor, making things more fair for miners. DAGKnight will make Casper internet chaos theory resistance. So if there's a situation where the internet kind of splits off, Casper will not be affected, or it will be affected, but it can be easily recoverable, unlike Bitcoin or any other set chain where it won't happen and they'll just collapse with it and have a split system because it's a blockchain, not a block DAG. Quantum, I'm sure it'll be a threat to all cryptos, but again, it's quite early to call that right now. I'm not sure how far off we are from quantum financial system, but I'm sure Casper will be able to find out a way to be resistance to the bad actors taking advantage of the quantum element to trying to take advantage of crypto projects. But again, that's quite early to call about it, so I can't say right now. There could be benefits to it as well, so I'll look into it and see if I can give you some answers as well, my man. Just like exec, yes, I believe that's when I was talking about exec. I think that's when I was talking about, the exchanges, how they can just lock your tokens up, yes. Like exec. And equally like, was it exec? There was one that I recently made a response to, actually. It was, WeX. Yeah, WeX, who, thankfully, WeX have now actually refunded Casper, or Nacho even, because Nacho, for 6 months, they paid WeX to get on their exchange, and they were met with no response, no replies, and nothing for 6 months. And finally, WeX have now refunded Casper, or Nacho even, which is, the least they could do, but it's about time and it's good. But of course, WeX is still not to be trusted. But yeah, exec, WeX, and pretty much any exchange. There has been proof already from Coinbase, the biggest exchange in America and arguably the world. Obviously, Binance is bigger, but you could argue Coinbase is better. Again, that's argumentative, but Coinbase even stated themselves that, if something gets liquidated, they won't let you take it off. There are people already who've experienced, if you're trying to move off more than $2,000 worth of a crypto off Coinbase, they'll flag it and freeze your account. So, again, exchanges, they're business at the end of the day, so they're going to do what's best for them. So that's why I always reiterate, know your keys with crypto. If you're not staking or yielding, and you're not actively trading, then don't keep it on exchange. Put it in a cold storage. Because there's no point in letting them have it and let them do what they want with it. It's just not fair at all. It seems that by 2027, Casper will be as scarce as Bitcoin in the year 2040. That's insane. The upside aggressive emissions are insane. The price is going to rocket with time purely due to its scarcity. And yeah, that's a very good possibility, Chris. I do agree, and that's why I've stated that, well, for me, I'm holding Casper long term, of course, and I think Casper's still going to do very well this cycle. But at the same time, I've been increasing, but due to the significant shift we're seeing in crypto from institutional adoption, and equally due to Casper developments and what's coming out, latter half of this year going into 2026 as well, there's a good, my possibility or my thought process right now of taking out a bigger portion of my portfolio and then DCAing back in, it's starting to lessen more. I'm still going to take out at my supposed top, if you will. But originally I had thrown out the number of 70% of my bag's going to come out, 80% of my bag's going to come out at the top and then DCA back in. But I'm kind of low in that number now because there is a strong possibility that this bear cycle that we're all expecting as a typical thing for crypto won't be a typical bear cycle. And equally with Casper, what's coming out and the adoption is going to start seeing more and more with banks and how quick it's going to be and everything. Casper may not see as much of a correction either. You've already seen how well Casper can do in a bear market. So what is to say Casper won't do something where it will come down, but what's to say Casper won't just start doing this again, going into the next quote-unquote bull cycle? We don't know, right? What we have to understand, I'm not trying to, spread any, misinformation or FOMO. What I'm trying to bring everyone's attention to is the fact that we are in a completely unique and new scenario never seen before in history. The whole monetary system is changing. Blockchain is becoming the infrastructure for finance. From this year onwards, all financial systems and everything, retail, stocks, bonds, everything is going to be tokenized onto a blockchain or Casper, DAG. So with all this capital starting to flood onto chain, right now crypto is at just short of a 3 trillion market cap, 2.67 trillion market cap. That can go up this year, it will do. But what's to say, let's say it reaches 6 trillion this cycle. And we see, we're expecting the typical 70% correction in Bitcoin and the crypto market. Therefore, it goes from 6 trillion down to be just around 1 trillion, something like that, maybe even a little bit less than that. What's to say that will happen? Would it be that? No, if it was 70%, it'd be 1.8 trillion. So what's to say that it'll go from 6 trillion to 1.8 trillion? Based on the fact that everything's jumping on crypto and blockchain. It may happen. I'm not trying to stray this information. Again, do your own research, trade your discretion. The source we also have in our VLP, we also disclose the potential of not seeing a significant correction after the bull cycle because of the level of adoption we're seeing with institutional adoption in crypto and blockchain. So I'm trying to take that into account. And that's partly, there's going to be a possibility, truth be told, where I'm going to probably make a separate wallet, me personally, I'm going to literally just not touch that for 15, 20 years. A complete cold storage. I'm not going to touch for ages. I'll have a hot wallet, a staking wallet, a warm wallet, and a cold wallet. A cold storage. Because that's currently how I perceive crypto and this whole market going towards in the future. A staking wallet where you make your money work for you, a hot wallet where you're trading it, a warm wallet where you can, decide what you want to do, take out or put in whatever, and then a cold wallet where you just don't touch it for 20 years on. That's how I'm perceiving crypto, and that's how I'm perceiving Casper as well. In a similar lie. And stablecoins again is going to bring more adoption to Casper as well, and what's coming through as well. They're releasing their ZIL pool, which is very, very cool, as I already highlighted, and optical fiber highlights here. Remember Syrup on PancakeSwap, it'll be something like that, it'll be amazing. Syrup was a very big thing for PancakeSwap, and very, very cool. And we're getting to the price action element of Casper right now as well. We can see, according to Casper Guru here, that it looks like Casper's order book on Kraken is very, very heavy at 8 cents, which is currently where we're meeting a lot of resistance right now. But if you look above 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, all that stuff, there's a lot less there, less resistance. So once we break through 8 cents, you can argue it's GG, but the realistic scenario here is once we break through 8 cents, they're going to just they're going to then put a massive order at 8.5 and 9. They're going to keep, going up with the sell walls. But right now, the biggest sell was at 8 cents. They're trying to make sure it doesn't go above that right now. You've got J3 Charts, who's quite a well-renowned TA expert, if you will. And he talks a lot about Casper here, who's got the complete liquidity, every level of resistance shown here. As you can see in this chart here. And ultimately he highlights here this current support and resistance as of the 17th of April, which is yesterday. The brighter the shade, the higher the concentration of strength, which you can see is quite a massive bright shade right now we're at. Considering also how tall each zone is as price will tend to gravitate towards and be more likely to reverse from the center, I'll make a short-term update here. The first update is he expects rejection at the current level of 8 cents. This will likely serve as the final opportunity to take positions before the reversal and a pump to the upside. Ideally, we get a move from the lower key level, which is 4.7 or 5.1 cents. If so, this will make it easier to breaking through the upper key levels. If not, I suspect the reversal will take place from the immediate lower support around 6.2 to 6.4 cents, and the upper key level could be a problem. So, and this is the sort of TA that we've been looking at in a lot more detail as well with C Crypto as part of the VIP group. And we do also believe, and I've been highlighting in the last streams as well, right now I think while we are meeting a lot of resistance right now at 8 cents, I do believe right now the buyers are still in control. We can see the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last week, we've seen Casper trade around this zone here, consolidating right here. The buyers right now are trying their hardest to force Casper through this buy wall here, and we're still getting met rejection. But once we blast through that, I would like to believe we'll see quite a comfortable run up to 10 cents, and that'll be the next key one for me as well. After that, well, of course, there are going to be levels of resistance at every 0.5 level, as we showcased from Kraken. But I do think that we're going to start seeing Casper make this push up. I do think there's a possibility we get rejected one more time, but it does very much depend on two elements for me. Again, if we don't see anything significant develop in the market for the next, couple of weeks or so, then yes, I do personally believe we can see Casper get rejected here. Buyers get burnt out, come down a little bit. But I don't know if we'll come back as far down as here, where J3 is talking about. I think it's more likely we'll probably see it come down to here, where you highlighted the upper key level of support is. And if we do, then I do think we'll end up going past that again, going into May, following the M2 and whatnot. But that also will depend on, it depends, I think again, for me, May is the big time due to all capital developments, but also due to the macro news as well. Because the macro news is also very, very important. When Casper news element wise, we've got more and more miners coming out, which is very, very good news. The hash rate right now is looking solid again, consolidating around 1 extra hash, which is good. Hopefully start running up again with the return in price and adoption. 10 BPS coming out as well. We see more miners coming out, very, very good. So I think we'll start seeing the price of Casper make this sort of push. Maybe one more pullback before the final rally. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But also it also does heavily depend on the macro news as well. So you have 4 suspend shipments of F150 trucks or 150 trucks and other cars to China. So China's being, isolated once more. And interestingly as well, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But apparently Trump has said he's had a nice conversation with China and it's going very good. I don't know if it's true or not. Right now, this trade war still seems to be very much in the thick of it right now. We know that, apparently Trump's speaking to over 70 countries right now to try and isolate China from trade deals. And also, you have the whole rebuttal from China where they are also, stop using US currency in some elements as well. They're also exposing that a lot of the brands, the Louis Vuittons and there's another very big brand that a lot of women tend to shop at as well. Lululemon or something like that, I think it is. It's not a thing in the UK, so I'm not entirely sure what it is. At least I'm a guy as well, so I don't know what Lululemon is, I think. But they've exposed those sort of brands as well. It's actually very, very cheap, and you can get to these so-called knockoffs, but actually the real thing for a lot cheaper than what, the American price up is, if you will. So the whole point of highlighting this is just, again, the trade war between the two still seems to be very much going on. But it does seem to be some form of speculation that is going to come to an end very, very soon, which would be reassuring and definitely help in making a move upwards in the markets. But again, we're still in a very much element of uncertainty right now. That's why the markets have priced the tariffs in right now. That's why the markets aren't really moving, because we're still uncertain though. The markets are not moving because we're uncertain, but also it's been priced in the tariffs. So we're not going down anymore. So right now we're just kind of waiting to see what happens. So the big catalysts are going to be either confirmation of the trade war ending, which would be good, or it'll be money printing, to which apparently, and it's quite well known now, Trump has repeatedly stated he's not happy with Jerome Powell, and he said that if I want him out, he will be out of there real fast, believe me. Now, Trump can't do anything, to my knowledge, because the Fed and the US government are independent from each other, Trump can't fire Jerome Powell. He can say a lot. He can say all he wants, but he can't fire him. Which is why Trump made a post not too long ago, I think yesterday, where he said that, European central banks cutting rates for the seventh time. Jerome Powell's not doing anything. It's too late again. He's doing nothing time and time again. His termination could not come soon enough. And for me, that's referring to when he actually ends his term, which is the May 26th next year. And of course, with that, the next person who ends up taking power could very much be, in Trump's pocket, you could argue, and therefore start to print money whenever he wants to, whatever that may be. Again, we have to wait and see. But, Trump obviously wants the rate cuts happening, the money printing happening, and right now, the economy does look like it's in a position to do so, with inflation coming down and with jobs going up. But the only thing to take into account right now is the tariffs have only just been implemented this month, so we have to pay attention very, very closely to next month's inflation data, CPI data, because that will actually be priced in with tariffs. Thankfully, we've only got the 125% tariffs on China right now and 10% everybody else, so I don't think it'll be too drastic of an increase if it is an increase. But the sooner we get rate cuts, the better it'll be. People are speculating right now it's going to be in June right now, maybe May, maybe next month, but most likely June. Yeah, Trump's obviously not very happy with Jerome Powell. But what's good to understand once more is, again, where we are right now with crypto. We've got new here. The US Treasury is expected to issue over $31 trillion in Treasury bonds this year in 2025. And Binance Research reveals that this would represent around 109% of GDP and 140% of the M2 supply, the highest level in history. The impact on markets for risky assets, notably Bitcoin, could be very significant. So ultimately, with so much capital starting to come back into the market by a considerable margin, it's going to highlight therefore more money in the economy. That means more money can therefore be hedged into on-risk asset markets like crypto, allowing Bitcoin and therefore alts as well to start flying up higher in value, all taking place this year again. All happening this year. And with the growth of regulatory clarity, in the United States with stablecoin and market structure builds, and of course stablecoins becoming a bigger and bigger factor as well for institutions of the world to want to get into. Stablecoins are going to be a big factor as well, helping more money flood into crypto than we expect as well. Crypto is going to go from an on-risk asset market to, with regulations, still risky, but less so. So you might see even more money flooding than expected. Again, this is just not trying to drag too much FOMO about and make you all, too moonboy. It's not my premise here. My premise is just trying to highlight that it's a long-term play now. The same way you would invest in the S&P 500 or you'd put a down payment on a house right now, I could see crypto as a similar limelight if you're in the right assets. Of course, there are a lot of ones here that aren't safe. Mantra is a good example of that, which has happened. And there are a lot of other proof of stakes as well that aren't also, safe to invest into. Again, it's very hard to determine what they are and aren't safe into. You've got to do your own research. But you're seeing a lot of institutions start to head into crypto technology. And for me, personally, as a maxi, but also as someone who's done research, I think Casper is one of the safe ones. Because it's proof of work. It's fair launch. It's decentralized. And the technology coming out for it will let it scale to compete in this very competitive market. And we'll end up getting more adoption from banks as well. It's already connected to, I'm forgetting the name of the country, Valor Funds, which had connected to like 21 shares in them lot as well. It's had connected to Grayscale, had connected to Marathon, so it's got some big connections in that regard. KRI gives a connection to PwC, to Hyundai, to Bosch, to DHL, to Shell. So it's got some good connections there. Indirectly, of course, the Casper's open source projects have not got any direct partnerships, but it's got, connections or people building on top of the chain. But that's going to help out Casper's adoption going forward as well. And that's why I mentioned again, cycling back a little bit about the whole yield element as well, because yield element is what banks do already right now. The money you have in the bank, like the money I have in my bank right now, I can guarantee is not all in there. Banks are definitely using it to invest somewhere. Same time into crypto, that's what the yield farm is. So I'll be definitely putting in some information about that in my VIP group here in the future. And maybe even looking into how we can tap into that market as well, because if what the banks look into is a way to help make your money work. So if you don't want to just let your money sit in cold storage for months on years on end, which again, there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you find the right asset and you've got belief in it, Casper could be one of them as well. But I'm sure Casper in the future are going to release some form of yield farming, staking mechanism. I mean, they're doing it. Zeloswap's doing it as well. they're releasing from a yield farm staking mechanism, and therefore you can start yield farming on Casper as well, which would be just huge, faster and safer and securer. So it'd be more worthwhile. Maybe people are waiting for that as opposed to doing it on the XRP Ledger, for example, or on I think Solana or Ethereum will have that sort of elements as well. But I mean, it's again, yield farming for me is going to be something that I'm definitely going to be looking into in the future to make my money work for me, as opposed to just leaving it in a cold storage all the time. I definitely have a cold storage wallet, but I think it's still worth looking into, trying to broaden horizons from just purely investors to entrepreneurs, if you will. That's just me personally again. Welcome back, Ghostman. You're doing very, very well. And you too, DC. Hope you had a very, very good day. Claiming too crazy amount of Casper in my bag is starting to get real. I love hearing that, Shay. Keep stacking that bag, brother. Quantum financial system is a hoax in my honest opinion. I mean, I haven't heard too much about it. I've heard the name, but it's all quite new to me. The one thing I do know about is the whole element of quantum, hacking or whatever, maybe quantum computing, and how it could be a threat to crypto. And I, from what I have heard about it, I can care to agree. I mean, even Casper developers are like, yeah, it could be a cause for concern, but we're not there yet. And equally, if anyone's going to help make themselves quantum resistant, for me, it's going to be Casper, because what Casper's already developed is one of the most secure projects in this space, and it's going to get even more secure with DAGKnight as well. So if anyone's going to solve the quantum computing potential, it's going to be Casper for me. Once more, while I'm investing in the future. Did you block my other account? I left a few messages here, but they're not going through at all. If that's Mr. Miles that is asking that, then no. I mean, welcome back, Miles. Hope you had a very, very good day. But I didn't block any. I've not blocked any accounts on this channel. Not a single one. I've had a lot of comments that have been very rude to me as well, and I still haven't blocked them. I don't let it get to me. I've got a very thick skin. But I don't know why the message is not going through, my man. I'm very, very sorry about that. YouTube can be very funny about that sometimes. I've got live chat on as well, so I don't know why it's not going through. I'm going to see if I can... There's a software. Right now I'm using OBS, and YouTube, stuff like that. But it's a software that I was informed about by mutual friend called... When I can find it. But another software for streaming, which I think people who use Twitch use it quite a lot as well. And I do plan to look at that because I think that one might be a bit better. I've got it written down somewhere, so I have to bug in my ADHD and I need to find out what it's called. But if I can't find it, I'll find it another time. But I'll probably use that as well because I think it might make streaming easier and it may even make the chats not so inconsistent sometimes, because the chats can seemingly be very, very inconsistent, which is quite frustrating, of course. So I do apologise, because the last thing I wanted to do is people to be, the inability to free speak, just say what you want to say, Welcome back, Anthony, man, who's doing very, very well. So who originally issued the Casper coins then? What do you mean? What do you mean, who originally issued, as in, who created Casper? Well, Casper was founded by DAG Labs. Casper currency was originally envisioned by DAG Labs, which was the initial investment from Polychain Capital. So, so obviously Sompolinsky's the founder, and him and the team of DAG Labs, which came from Shai, Michael Sutton, Mike Zach, and many, many more, who are part of DAG Labs, they envisioned Casper. But Casper from the very beginning was designed as a community project that was completely open source, with no central government control or any business model. It's just like that. So, is that what you mean? Because that's kind of the only answer I can give to that question, unfortunately. The issue with Casper came from DAG Labs. Yep, and a message from my main account going through here. What did you do? I don't know, and I'm assuming this Mr. Miles is asking that, and it's a shame because I have been missing you in my live. I can't lie, and I don't know why they're not going through at all. I don't know why at all. I haven't done anything. I haven't blocked anybody. I have no reason to. Wouldn't block you, of course, either. Despite how much you bully me, I don't block you at all. So I'll see if I can find a way to fix that at all. Maybe it's just the stream being buggy. But it just make me just wonder about... Because again, I've got live chat on it. I mean, don't know why it's not working. It should be working. So I apologise for that. I really do. I'm just going through some questions real quick again. Delighted to announce I hit 201,000 Casper as well yesterday. Fantastic, Anthony, man. I love hearing that. Keep stacking that bag, bro. You just have to listen to Paul Van Son, and that says that all change is coming. Oh yeah, I mean, I've highlighted that post a few times in my recent streams, and you know, for me, it is the perfect way to describe where we're at right now of Casper. So I'm going to load the post up right now. It's a perfect way to describe where we're at of Casper right now, which is just textbook early. Casper is still hardly known in finance, industry, and broad public worldwide. But they will all discover it, but not through hype stories and false expectations like you see with many other projects in this space. They'll find Casper and discover it by experiencing the true value of security, processing speed, and smarter, clean energy use. And that's going to start this year. You know, a lot of people right now are coming to fade Casper, coming to fade crypto because of the whole, 70% correction in altcoins from Trump's whole, reign since he's taken over. And I get the FUD, I do, by only means I do. I don't like seeing my portfolio down so much either, but at the same time, at this point, instead of, with respect, complaining about it and being emotional, do research. Grow your knowledge. Don't be emotional, be logical. Logic comes from knowledge. Learn more, and you'll learn about, the current position we're in the market, which is seemingly down, but also looking to see a lot more reversals going through from like May, June time into the end of the year. And then equally look at Casper as well. Casper's come down a lot, yes, but you've got to understand that for Casper, at least from my perspective as well, this whole run for Casper here, while fantastic against the whole rest of the market, huge news, a lot of big promises, this is all FOMO and listings and fantastic news, but FOMO still nonetheless. The last, it pumped way too high, way too early. You had Marathon and Iceberg and all these other mining companies that are just pushing Casper's hash rate higher and higher, bringing more FOMO. Fantastic, of course, but this here is probably where Casper should be right now, without any really big use cases. It's got KRC20, it's got use case, but not significant enough in this space. 10 BPS is coming out though. Stablecoins are coming out though, similarly same time as well, or similar time. Smart contracts are coming out. That'll give Casper use case. That will allow Casper to start making this run and actually start pumping like it should be, like it was doing all the way back here. This for me was the FOMO run. This here is the same thing that happened to AI agents and the same thing happened to meme coins. The meme bubble burst, the AI agent bubble burst, the Casper bubble burst. It was FOMO at the beginning, and then the community and the crypto community asking, where's the use case? What's the use case do we have? Casper's got great use case, but it's too small right now. It's too new. And it's going to go through a massive evolution in just 3 weeks, 2 weeks. This has now gone from FOMO to where's the use case? What happened to AI agents as well and happened to meme coins as well? But Casper is likely, in my belief, going to start doing this very soon. Because then the use case will come out and you'll see what Casper actually has to offer. Trump can fire Powell, but he can put a ton of pressure on him and make his life hell. I mean, yeah, precisely right. He can't fire Jerome Powell, but he can, just very much piss him off. I think Casper can hit $1.70 this year. I don't see why it's not possible. Could do. I'm so tired of Trump's manipulations with global markets and USA economy. Maybe he will eventually go for crypto, but for now, he's just rubbish only. And, I mean, yeah, he's been terrible for all financial markets right now, but you've got to understand as well, which I have looked through research as well, is that when new administrations are ingrained and integrated and inaugurated into the economy, into the country, so Trump been in office for that now for almost exactly 3 months, administrations have a 6-month grace window, because you could always chalk it down to, I was trying to fix what the old administration did. So Trump could always chalk down the first 6 months to, I was trying to fix what Biden did. To be fair, inflation under Biden was at 5.2%. Now it's down to I think I saw a video saying it was 0.7 or something like that. So you could argue in the first 6 months, Trump is quote unquote trying to fix what Biden did to the American economy. Agree or disagree is up to you, I don't care. Again, that's not the point of this point here. The point is just saying that right now, Trump can literally do what he wants and people are going to complain, but no one's going to really care in the first 6 months. After the first 6 months, if he starts seeing the market go up really, really high, so he'll be judged from where we are in 6 months' time, 6 months' time being June, July. Once we reach June, July, you can see crypto come down to here. For Casper here, down, well, not that can't go down that low actually, but you can see Bitcoin come down to here in the next, like, God forbid, touch wood, in the next couple of weeks. But going into June, July, this is where Trump will actually start getting, scrutinized. And if he starts causing the market to do that from there, no one's going to care what happened up here. They only care what happened here. So right now it's been terrible, yes, but at the same time, he's got a grace window of 6 months. After that, then all else will be on him. He's got to actually start performing, bringing out some proper use cases. And by that window coming, July, August time, you're going to see stablecoin regulations coming out, market structure bills coming out. You'll see more developments crypto coming out. You'll see money printing happening as well, most likely, and rate cuts. So he's going to be in a prime position to start seeing the markets reverse. He might also put a bigger hold on tariffs as well. We don't know yet. So again, we've still got a lot more to dissect into it. But right now, Trump is safe. He's been terrible for markets. Yes, he has been. I would love to see crypto higher right now. But at the same time, I'm just saying more and more. And there's also a possibility he's taking help from Wall Street again. There's no evidence of such, but I mean, it's a possibility of such, sure. At least I don't think it's a lot of evidence. I don't know. You think it is one? When on my other name, it just won't send my messages. They appear and go through, but then if I reload it, they vanish. So they never really post. That's interesting. I don't know why. Maybe you think about if there's other people in the community as well have a similar situation who are trying to message and just won't go through. I don't know why at all, because I've not done anything on my channel. I wouldn't dare. Even those who FUD Casper, I'd sooner ban them than ban, you, Mr. Mars. But I do see, for example, I do see a message here from Baby Daddy as well. Too. I don't know if that's actually him or again YouTube being funny. But I know Baby Daddy sent a message at the very beginning, saying first, that's all well and good. But since then, I've seen he's put in 2 messages that said that the message has been retracted. But I don't know if that's actually him doing it or YouTube doing it. I don't know, because YouTube can be very funny sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I'll see if I can figure that out. I might see if I can try and switch up the way I do the recording. I might see if I can use a new because right now I just use OBS and I use it like that. But there might be a way I can utilize something different for it to work, a streaming software platform. I need to find the name of it. I'm trying to remember what it's called. And I do not know where I wrote it down somewhere. I thought I pinned it in my Discord messages for my mates, but apparently not. So, fun time for me trying to find out what it's called again. But hey ho, that's my own research, my own timing. Just any more questions real quickly. See Mr. Mars kind of just explain the whole elements of, crypto, and we want to sort of reset and turn crypto into a financial pillar. But yeah, that's what Mr. Mars explaining in the chat right now is very, very insightful. I would definitely read onto it. And he's completely right. What we have to understand as well is that we're going through a complete monetary shift. And this has been also proven through, psychology, through history of time. People hate change. Hate it. They loathe change. No one likes change. People like having a structure and doing things by the book every time. It's just what's comfortable, right? You want to switch the whole monetary system from fiat to crypto is not going to go down well with people. The only way it goes down well is if you completely cause a crisis and a capitulation of the system to where you need to force a solution to come out to fix that issue. You cause the dollar and the money in itself, the whole financial system, to collapse and just capitulate. Trillions wiped out the stock market. And then you say, oh, crypto can solve the solution as well. It's all on chain, it's more secure, it's more transparent, it's quicker, it's cheaper. People are like, well, why would you not stop? Yeah, of course, let's have that. Sure, let's do it. So they adopt it, So, yeah, we're trying to rejig and completely rejig the whole financial system. So, you've got to, for forced change, you've got to cause an issue, right? That's effectively where we're at right now as well. So, yeah, that's effectively also what Trump's doing right now. He's trying to cause an issue to force the change. It's a very, 4D chess level play. I'm not trying to say Trump's 4D level brain. I'm just trying to highlight that the process of it is also doing it as well. Okay, well, you delete. Okay, there is a case where people do delete their own message. Okay, so that let me know, because I've seen it quite a few times when I see those messages come up. on the chat and I'm like, oh, is that YouTube doing funny things? Like, actually the person. Okay, well, it's good to know. But either way, I'm still apologise for those who have sent messages and just don't go through sometimes. I wish YouTube wouldn't do that. There's nothing on my side of things that's causing that. I've even got live chat on, which means it should go through to every chat, not just top comments. Should be all messages are visible, so I don't know why, but I'll see if I can try and find a way to fix that. If not, all I can do is apologise. And I mean, if you want to come chill, chat and learn and chat with me in the community anyways, you can always come check out the free community here, free Discord server. Right here, link down in the description, also my homepage right here. Want to be even more in tuned? The VIP group right there as well, 7-day free trial. We're talking about a lot more in there. We've also put down a trading education video, which has been very helpful so far for those in there who'll be able to understand the basics of, level of resistance and support, among other things as well, like meme coin trading elements as well, what to look out for. We've got research documents in there, which I'm going to be putting some in tomorrow. The weekly live streams and whatnot. We've got 12, backed up recordings, so you can watch through 12 institutional research documents and what's coming through as well. And I have a lot more in there. I'm finding a lot more as time goes on. We also do trade alerts as well. Want to find out more, again, links in the description and also on my homepage here as well. But with that being said, that will be it for today's Daily Casper and Crypto live stream. I do apologise for any of the messages right now. Yeah, it's very weird. It's deleting every message I send, no matter how mundane. It's not like a live chat thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll switch to top message right now and see if it does potentially solve that. Try again now. It's on top message right now, top chat. But I don't know. It just keeps deleting it. I don't get it. YouTube's really weird sometimes. Maybe it's my side of things with recording software. I really don't know. But I'll see if I can try and solve it out. I'll try and get it sorted out over the weekend if I can. Well, I'm going to basically go through a transition to a new software thing, so I want to try and see if I can make a new layout type thing as well over the weekend, so I'll see if I have enough time to do that as well. But that being said, though, thank you everyone once more for watching Daily's Casper and Crypto live stream. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share your subscribe for more. If you want to know more, check out the community, the Discord server, links down in the description, chat, also my homepage as well. Have a great day, good evening, and good night, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care now.